Netflix was the only one who had the courage to do it.
Yes, I think we all carry some sort of, family wounds. So that's the kind of bubog that this character carries. And I believe that there are people who can sort of relate to her character and those who carry abandonment and rejection issues.
How am I gonna play her? Because she's really difficult, complicated, narcissist. We all have a person in mind.
What do you think made Netflix the right home for Ganito, Ganyan, Ganoon?
Netflix was the only one who had the courage to do it. They were willing to give it the creative freedom that we needed to be able to stay faithful to the vision. And they're the only ones. I think they're the only ones who had the bravery to come up with something like this.
Well, I think we've already noticed that Netflix is not merely pushing or getting out of the box, it has completely obliterated the box, right? To Jodi, can you walk us through your character, Jodi, madaling maalala, and how you approached playing a strong and accomplished woman, still deeply affected by unresolved family wounds. The strong, accomplished, we can tell, pero may family wounds to eh.
I think we all carry some sort of, family wounds sa lahat sa atin. It's not only limited to Jo, but then when I was studying her character, I was thinking of, okay, the givens were she's accomplished, she's intelligent, she's very strong, but the question is why? What motivated this character to be the way she is? So, kung titignan mo, kung babalikan mo, it's because this strong, independent woman had to be that way because she didn't have anyone to guide her during her growing up years. So that's the kind of bubog that this character carries. And I believe that there are people who can sort of relate to her character and those who carry abandonment and rejection issues.
Ouch. Okay. Affected me. There are some people, I was thinking there's already some on stage right now. To Agot, we heard that your character, Paz, is a very layered character. Can you tell us more about her motivations, her fears, and walk us through the process of finding empathy, kailangan na natin yan sa mundo, for a character that others might describe as difficult?
Good afternoon to everyone, first of all. Paz, yes, is definitely a very complicated character. And when Direct Cholo sent me the script for that, in the beginning I was like so excited, but then when I got the script, I'm like, how am I gonna play her? Because she's really difficult, complicated, narcissistic. Have a person in mind. Diba? You have that in your family, maybe in your friend circle. And I didn't have to look far enough because medyo, I had to dig deep into my circle of friends, and I didn't have to look far enough because my mom was a bit, I could relate to Paz because I could relate to my mom, and may similarity on, not exactly the same, but there's a certain similarity with her. So I had deeper understanding of my mom when I was playing the character also. And I understood Paz also because I had to live with my mom, diba? And I saw her in that way, and I saw her her frustrations, her insecurities, and that made me understand that that's her defense mechanism. She's not a bad character, she's just very complicated.
And back to the creative genius behind this, Cholo. This story balances dark humor with moments of real tenderness, something that feels very Filipino. Now, why was it important for you to allow humor to exist while navigating through all of the typical family drama? Bakit kailangan pasukan ng humor?
Because if you really look closely and long enough, drama is actually hilarious. especially family drama. And there were the topics that we're trying to discuss here are already inherently heavy, so we needed to sort of like lighten it up a little bit. Not just to make it more palatable to people, but really that's the way it is. Drama is hilarious, especially family drama.
And I think it's a good way of looking at drama, as
Yes.
you know, it's just funny. Okay, to Jodi and Agot, Netflix reaches such a wide range of viewers here and the rest of the world. Out of all the potential viewers of Ganito, Ganyan, Ganoon, what type of audience do you most hope finds this story? Let's start with you, Agot.
I think as Filipinos, are very family-centric. So I think we're really reaching out to the audience, to the Filipino audience, because there is one person that you hate, there's one person that you really love, and there's one person that you find, you can't so lang, okay lang. And it's all there in the film. So I hope they can relate to the story.
What about for you, Jodi? Who do you hope finds this movie?
Anyone who needs it, anyone who needs to heal, anyone who is trying to justify that you need to forgive to be able to forget. So, there.